Have you ever gotten one of those messages? You know the one.
Congratulations, you've won. Or urgent. Your account has been compromised. Your heart skips a beat. You're curious, maybe a little scared. So you click.
That's exactly what happened to Mark. He was a regular guy, a high school teacher, saving up to buy his first home. One evening, scrolling through his emails, he saw one that looked official from his bank. It said there was suspicious activity on his account, and he needed to verify his identity immediately. The email looked perfect, the logo, the font, everything.
Panicked, Mark clicked the link.
It took him to a website that was a mirror image of his bank's login page.
He entered his username, his password, and even the answer to his security question. He breathed a sigh of relief, thinking he had just averted a crisis.
But the crisis was just beginning. The next morning, Mark went to pay for his coffee and his card was declined.
Confused, he checked his banking app. His stomach dropped. His savings account, the one with his entire down payment, was empty. Every single penny was gone.
He called the bank, his voice trembling. They confirmed his worst fears.
The email wasn't from them.
The website was a fake. He had been the victim of a sophisticated phishing scam. In that single, panicked click, he had handed over the keys to his financial life. The bank's fraud department was sympathetic, but they explained that since he had willingly entered his information, recovering the money would be incredibly difficult, maybe even impossible. The thieves had moved the funds through a complex web of accounts, making it untraceable. Mark was devastated. It wasn't just the money. It was the violation, the feeling of foolishness, the shattered dream of his first home.
He had to tell his family what happened, facing their shock and disappointment.
The shame was overwhelming.
He spent weeks on the phone with the bank, with credit agencies, with the police. It was a full-time job trying to clean up the mess. He had to freeze his credit, change every single password he owned, and constantly monitor his accounts for any new fraudulent activity. The stress was immense. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't eat.
It felt like his life had been derailed by one tiny, thoughtless action. This isn't just Mark's story. It happens to thousands of people every single day. Scammers are getting smarter.
They use our own emotions, fear, curiosity, excitement against us. They create a sense of urgency that makes us act before we think. So, how can we protect ourselves?
First, always be skeptical. If an email, text, or call feels urgent or too good to be true, it probably is. Never click on links directly from an email or text message, especially if it asks for personal information. Instead, go directly to the official website by typing the address yourself or use the company's official app. Always double-check the sender's email address. Scammers often use addresses that are just 1 or 2 letters up from the real thing, and enable two-factor authentication on all your important accounts.
It adds an extra layer of security that can stop thieves in their tracks, even if they have your password.
Mark's story is a hard lesson, but it's one we can all learn from. He lost his savings, but he gained a painful understanding of how vulnerable we all are online. He started sharing his story, speaking at community centers and schools, turning his personal tragedy into a warning for others.
That one click cost him everything he had saved, but the knowledge he now shares could save you from the same fate.
The digital world is full of traps, but with a little bit of caution and awareness, we can navigate it safely.
Before you click, take a breath. Think. It might be the most important thing you do all day.
Thanks for watching.
Stay safe out there, and don't forget to share this with someone who needs to hear it.